guys, welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. It's been a while, not for a lack of games, just lack of time. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna jump right into this one. I do want to say really quickly, welcome back. If you are a returning viewer, glad to have you back. If you're new, what this is basically I open the game, kind of show you what's inside, go through the contents, and then at the end I try to piece together what I see in the box and figure out how to play it. This is not a tutorial. This is not informative. This is fun. So hopefully you enjoy it. And at the end, you'll like, and if you're not already, you will subscribe because that helps us out a ton, especially in today's world. I'm sure everyone is feeling the effects of the prices going through the roof. It does look like though gas in our area, knock on wood, looks like it's coming down. So that's, promising. But yeah, with everything the way it is, money's tight for everyone. So subscribing really does help a lot, and sharing and liking and all those things. So, and they're free for you to do and they help us out. So please do that. I'm going to jump into this. He said there's something different about this game. So I don't know what that is. Well, guess we'll find out. So this is Mark H. Walker's The Long Road. It says World War III with a paranormal twist. That sounds halfway up my alley. So, and my nails are horrible. I just realized I meant to touch them up before I did this because my nails are in the video and you're going to see them all chipped and disgusting. But oh well. Anyways, back on track. I love paranormal things. Like, I love them, and I don't know if it's because we lived in a haunted house and we kind of had to learn to live with the paranormal that we became obsessed with it. But I love, I watch all of the paranormal YouTube channels. That's what I do when the kids go to bed at night. I binge watch paranormal YouTube videos. It's just my favorite thing. So the fact that this is something that he loves, which is a war game, but it's got a paranormal twist, which he does like as well, but I'm probably more obsessed than he is. I'm the paranormal / true crime obsessed wife, and he's into this. So I like that. This is really cool. I really am super intrigued by that because I don't think I've ever seen a war game with a paranormal twist. So that really intrigues me and makes me want to see how it's played. Doesn't mean I want to play it, but it is a lot more likely since it has a paranormal twist to it. So it is a flying pigs game. And it says from the designer of Platoon Commander, Squad Battles, Lock and Load, and World at War. So that is the front of the box. It does look very spooky. Right away I see a tank, so definitely see the World War III vibes. But then I also see a gravestone, and it's very like a full moon with clouds over it. So it's very spooky, eerie, but also has the war, as what you would think an aesthetic for a war would be. You see that here. So that's the front of the box. And then on the back, we have Tank and Cannon, Fang and Claw. I want a t-shirt that says that because that is so cool. Excuse me one second. That is the coolest, little saying. Tank and Cannon, Fang and Claw. That just is so perfect for World War III and paranormal twist. It's just so perfect. So I love that. So it says Tank and Cannon, Fang and Claw, and then it just kind of, explains what this is about. Obviously, this is a fictional game because it's World War III. We have yet to see that, and I hope we never do, but we have yet to see that, so we know it's going to be fictional. And then it says, I see a little quote here. As the player's aide said, Platoon Commander is a system that almost plays itself. So this is maybe a very easy game to play because it says Platoon Commander is a system that almost plays itself, and this is the same makers of that, so promising. I like this. It says what's inside on the bottom. We have 3 mounted 17 by 22 inch geomorphic game boards. I'm not sure what geomorphic means. I'm guessing that the shapes can change. You can change the shape of it. We'll have to see. 7 die cut counter sheets, 63 action cards, full color rules booklet, 2 full color scenario booklets, including 2 solitaire scenarios, 2 player aid cards, and it says for ages 14 and up. Players 1 to 2, one with 2 scenarios. So I guess there's multiple scenarios and 2 of them you can only play as a single player is how I take that. And then playing time is 2 to 5 hours. Facebook, you can go to Flying Pig Games, and Twitter, you can go to Mark Holt Walker, and then flyingpiggames.com. So there you go. But that is the back of the box. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I really am excited about this one. And now, when the kids are in bed, because that's where they're heading after this, I'm going to binge watch a bunch of paranormal videos now because I'm just like even more in the mood than I normally am for that because of this. All right. So there are the counters here. I think so there's 3 of these, right? 2. Yeah, 3 of the little geomorphic maps. And then we had 63 action cards, a full color rule booklet, and there's 2 player aid cards. So that must be what maybe these are. This is the tactics, this is the rule book, and this is the campaign book. And then here are some cards. What did it say? 63 action cards. Yeah, so I guess these are all action cards. Well, this looks like characters or something. And then this looks like some kind of action cards, I guess. And then we have dice. I didn't see this listed on here. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 10-sided dice. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black cubes. I don't know if you're going to see that from the glare. But there's 6 10-sided die and then 6 little black cubes that you're going to use, obviously, somehow in this. So put that in there because we don't need to like examine those. So it just said a full color rule book, but there is, in addition to that, a campaign book and then also a tactics book. So you get a lot of reading material. I know if you are like Gimpy, lots of time is spent in the bathroom. Great reading material. This provides, 3 trips to the bathroom in reading material here. So yeah, so it has 3 books. So the rule book is going to have the rules in it. It is 38 pages. I'm just going to flip through. I see zombies. That's cool. Okay, so yeah. So that's the rule booklet, and then the campaign book is going to have the campaigns or scenarios, I guess. Some people call them campaigns, some people call them scenarios. I think they're one and the same, or at least to me they are, but maybe they're different. But it did say that 2 of them were for 1 player. So I'm guessing that the way it was worded, it said, what did it say? Sorry, it said 1 with 2 scenarios. So I'm guessing that meant you could play solitaire with 2 of the scenarios. So here is the campaign book with all of these scenarios in it. And it is, doesn't have a number of pages. So I don't know how many numbers of pages, but it's it's about the same size as the rule book, but that is the campaign book. And then tactics, I don't know that. I've never seen that before. The Long Road is a unique game. It's getting to where you can't walk into a restaurant without bumping into 2 or 3 alternate, isn't all gaming alternate history, World War III games. Of course, what sets The Long Road apart are the paranormal aspects. We hope what really sets it apart is the nitty-gritty way in which the paranormal is portrayed. We know, however, that some folks don't want to mix My Peanut Butter werewolves with their chocolate tanks, no matter how gritty, crunchy, and lichen are. For those folks, we have the tactics scenarios, just straight up Russia versus American slugfest. We even threw in some East Germans. Have fun. So it looks like you can do this without the paranormal twist. That's what that kind of gave me. So here is that booklet. If you don't want to have the paranormal twist, it looks like this is for you. You can grab this and play it without that twist. So that's really cool because, like you said, not everyone is into paranormal things. And so when you're playing a World War III game that you want to really delve into, even though, again, it's not going to be historically accurate because it's not based on history. It's a future, what do they call it? what did it say without going into 2 or 3 alternate, isn't all gaming alternate history. History World War 3 games. Yeah, basically, like, it's not based on history. It's something that is like a fantasy, essentially, even though fantasy elicits like positive things, and a World War III isn't necessarily like fantasy because you don't want it to happen, but it hasn't happened, so it's make-believe, it's made up, it's fictional. And if you don't want werewolves mixed in with that, then you do have the option of grabbing this tactics book, and you can play this game without those cool, awesome things in it. So I think that is cool for those people that don't like it. I don't get that because I think that's what makes this game sound awesome, but some people might not be into that. So you do have that, and that's pretty cool. Then we have like some character looking cards here. So we have, I'm never going to be able to say these names. Udvoksky. I don't know. It says abilities, concealed, courageous, reanimate, frenzied, and bloodthirsty. And that is what she looks like. And the back of the card is very spooky. It's just the front of the box again on the artwork, the back of that. And then we have Tintiny. It looks like a werewolf. It says wolf speed, or these are his abilities. Wolf speed, fearsome howl, regenerate, and frenzied. That's what he looks like. So I guess these are characters you can actually play as, so that's cool. Katarina Ubrick. Her abilities are brutal, regenerate, frenzied, and bloodthirsty. And she looks like this. Then we have another like paranormal creature. We have Gunari Hunter, and the abilities are regenerate and frenzied, and it looks like another werewolf type creature. Then we have Radu. Looks like a vampire slash, he looks kind of like a ripped alien. I'll show you in a second. It says abilities, he can fly, he's tough, he can regenerate, frenzied, and brutal. And this is what Radu looks like. Pretty ripped. Then we have another werewolf-looking creature. This is Ladida. Abilities are lucky and frenzied. And if you don't think luck is an ability, go watch Daredevil 2. Daredevil. Why did I say Daredevil? Deadpool 2. So not even in the same realm of types of movies because Daredevil, Deadpool, amazing. But go watch Deadpool 2 if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert, there is a character in there that her superpower is luck, and they like laugh at her and scoff at her. Oh, how ridiculous. Luck is not a superpower. She's like, yes, it is. And she shows time and time again how luck really is a superpower because everything just works out for her, and that's pretty cool. So that's funny that it's on this card as an ability. Just thought I'd share that. So that is the last, and that's Ladida. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So I guess these are the people you can play as. And then we had, I think it said 63 event cards, I think is what it said. Or action cards. What did it say? Action or event? What's the word out? Action cards. Close, but no cigar. Now they look different, but I don't know if it's just the artwork on the back of them. So this one, it says The Long Road Home, and it has this like zombie looking thing on the back of it. And then, yeah, so there are some different ones. So there's that, and there's some that have the girl on the back of it, and then some that have the little werewolf on the back of it, some that have the vampire looking dude on the back of it. Yeah, so let's just look at one of these and see. So I guess it's just, I don't know if you have to use like, they are different. Like, I guess each person gets their own set of cards. I was thinking maybe it was just the artwork, just to change it up so you're not looking at the same thing. But it looks like they're color-coded on the front and the back. So my guess is that each player being that they have their own abilities that differ, you get your own set of these cards and you draw from that, and it gives you like ability or something happens, or you get a special whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, makes sense, right? Okay, so for example, this one says, what is that? And it has the number 9 at the top, and then it says, place a puker zombie adjacent to the AFV closest to a zombie, randomly resolve ties. And that's what it looks like. So yes, these are, I believe, the action cards, but it looks like each person gets their own stack of them because there was one for each of the different types of players, like a human, a zombie, or a human, a werewolf, and then that like vampire demon looking dude. And then this one looks a little different. It has like the artwork on the front of it, or the back of it, the face of it. We've talked about this before. The back of the card, because the other side would be the face. So the back of the card has like the front artwork on it again, which I really like. Like I would hang up a picture of that because it's so cool. And all of these look to have the same. Yeah. So these say, like on the back it says artillery barrage, 8 firepower attack, and then double time. Increase movement of all units in 1 hex, double leg MF, add half MF FRD to AFV. If targeted by op fire, shift 2 columns right. So it has like movement and then fire / movement. And it looks like they all have that. And yeah, they have just different, you know, like Lucky Day, Hell No, Artillery Barrage, which we just saw. Yeah, so those are different events that I guess are universal. They affect everybody. Maybe there's like, you pick one for your turn and then there's one picked for the game turn. Could be maybe how it's done. I've seen that in some games before. Or like there's a personal card that you draw from your pile and it gives you something that happens the turn that's personal to you. Like if you have a deck of like abilities or events that you can draw from. And then there's usually like one or more that are drawn for the whole table, like for the whole game. So I'm guessing that's what these 2 decks represent. And there are 2 player aid, which look like this. This one is fire results table. So it has firepower, range, color, explanation, close assault table, and then some breakdown of some of the counters over here. So that is one of the player aids, and there is, oh, there's something on the back. There's a terrain effects chart on the back, which we all know that just means what each hex or terrain thing does. If it affects attack, if it affects movement, usually that's what this will tell you. So that is the terrain effects chart on the back of the fire results table. So there's one of the player aids. And the other one says the long road, and this is the turn record track. So I guess this is just how you keep track of how many rounds you've gone. It goes to 20. And then there is a sequence of play at the bottom here. And then there's a little box for initiative. So I guess maybe that changes based on the scenario that you pick. The sequence of play really quickly. It says 1, determine initiative. And then it actually references in the rulebook where to go to find more information about it. So I think that's cool. So determine initiative is the first step in the sequence of play. 2 is to draw action cards. 3, rally phase. 4 is the fire phase, 5 is movement phase, 6 is close assault phase, 7 is housekeeping phase, 8 is aid and focus phase, and 9 is advanced turn marker, where you put it on here. So that is the turn record track, and there is nothing on the back of that because you wouldn't be able to naturally flip this during the game because you're going to be using it. So those are the 2 player aid. Then we had the 3 geomorphic maps, which sounds kind of supernatural, right? It's geomorphic. And then the counters. So I really don't want to open these up and go through all of them just because it looks like a lot, but they look pretty sturdy and I don't think they're going to pop out. And a lot of people like to see them. So if I can open it, I did have some teeth pulled earlier this week. So like my mouth's a little sore. But we'll see if I can get this open. Let's see, I'm poking it out. I don't have any fingernails either because I just cut them. Oh, come on. Come on. If I can't open it, then we're just going to have to be like out of luck. I'm sure you all wanted to watch me chew on a packaging to open these. This was the time when he could be playing do 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 do. Oh, I felt it. It was like right there. It wanted to rip and then it didn't. I hate when these packagings don't have like an easy pull tab. Oh, I can't. I just had dinner work and I really can't. Like I can't chomp like I normally could because I have a temporary bridge in over here. I'm not about to bust that up to open these. So I just had to look at the plastic. I apologize. Please cut that out if I looked really incredibly stupid. If not, then enjoy the laugh. So we have some zombie counters, some militia, RPD, some Russian looking names, refugees, smoking wreck. That's this top counter sheet. Doesn't say if it's counter sheet 1 or whatever, and if it's front or back, but that's that one. And then the back, which there are some popping out. We have, that one goes there. Go back in there. Okay, back in. We have, this is the back of some counters, so I don't even know what's on the front of them, but it looks like there's some trucks, there's some corpses, rubble, some more vehicles. We have gun bike, protector, hunters, then some more like, we have like a Ladita counters down here. And then these are like, they look like little 3-leaf clovers, even though they should be 4-leaf if they're meant to represent luck. But there are some clovers here that look like they probably have something to do with that luck ability that one of them had. So those are the counters. I'm sorry I couldn't open them up and go through them a little more detailed, but forgive me. I did, like, quite literally just had dinner work done a couple of days ago. And the last thing is these geomorphic maps. Now, I thought that meant they could change shapes. Clearly they can't. They're very thick, good, sturdy cardboard. So I'm guessing that means they can go together in many different ways. So they could fit together, not change shape, but they can go together like different ways. So like you can just put them however you want them, I guess. I don't know, that's what I think it means, but I could be completely and utterly wrong. I just look at them one at a time. So this first one says Hoher Ortschaft, probably butchered that. Nordorf and Altdorf. I don't know if these are real places or fictional places, probably real. But who knows? Yeah, it looks like a map. It looks like there's like different colorings and markings to represent different types of terrain. I don't see any like, I guess maybe these right here are meant to be buildings and then this is a road. Other than that, like I guess woods, don't know what these little flowery looking, they look like trees, but I don't know if that's what they are. And then there are some different shades of like dirt and stuff. So yeah, it looks like a map. There are hexes, but these are harder for me. Like at first I was like, there's no hexes, but there are. They're just not perfectly outlined. They just have these like little doot around them. So anyway, that's one of the maps. And I like it because I don't have to be careful. I mean, I'm not gonna like throw it around, but I'm not gonna rip it because it's super thick cardboard. All right, next one is, wow, that is a very long word. I'm gonna name my next kid that. Kleinschwarzwaldorf. 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 Grossmetzendorf. Got it right. And then Niederhaus. German. Oberhaus. Again, looks like maybe these are buildings, maybe some over here, and then down here, and we do have a road. This one does have a body of water. It's like a river, it looks like. Yeah, and it doesn't say, like it says long road at the bottom. Oh, this says map B. So this one is map C. The first one I just showed you off right there, map C. I like it when they have an indicator on them of which map it is. So that's map C. This is map B that I just showed you. And I'm gonna have to take a Mountain Dew break. Mountain Dew, sponsor me. So this will be map A. If my math is correct, this is map A. Okay, yeah, map A. All right, so map A looks like this as I take a swig of my Mountain Dew. We have Salzweg, Seehof, Gerschbach, and Hanenhra. Again, I don't know if these are real or fictional because this is a fictional game. So technically these places could be made up. They could be in a fantasy world. We don't know. But that's what is on here. It sounds very German. So I'm guessing if they're real, that's where they could be. But again, we see some trees. We see that river. It looks like it ends in this lake. We have some more buildings and a road. Now it looks like the roads can connect, but it said geomorphic. So unless maybe that just means that they all can connect together, I thought it meant that you could like, yeah, see, it looks like they match up perfectly. I thought it meant that you could like change how they were connected. So like I could switch A and this one and that one, but it looks like they fit together a very specific way with the way these roads and rivers and things are going. So I'm just gonna see if this last one matches up too, and it does. I can already tell that it does. Yeah. But it looks like it could go on either side. So I think you still could make some changes. But if you see right here in the middle of these two, I'll slide it over, it does match perfectly, like the road does. I mean, see, goes, and this one flows over here. Now I thought that this one would fit, but it doesn't seem to fit perfectly to map B. So I think it can be, it's left like ambiguous enough that you could attach it on the other side of A. We'll check here in a second. But like, so this one can connect here, right? So that one can go there and it does match perfectly, right? But it also could go this way. I just noticed. See? So it can be interchanged. So see there? They can be connected here. And then let's see if we can do the same and switch A and connect it to C. Maybe I was right. So that one is a no, but maybe this one. It does, look, it can be matched up. Look at that. Okay, so that can be matched up there. And then this looks like it can be matched. No, it cannot. But it can be matched on that side. So yes, it looks like they fit together in certain ways, but it does look like they can fit together in other ways as well. So I guess geomorphic just means that even though they have like a flow and it's a map, that it can kind of, you can shift around, I guess, depending on the scenario. So that's cool. So you learn something new every day. So I'm glad I went back and looked, because I wouldn't have thought that they would be able to be switched. It looked like they fit together one way and that was that. But after going back and looking, I discovered they do in fact fit in different ways. So good for me for going back and double checking. That's why you always, you know, don't be afraid to go back and look, because the worst you'll be is wrong and you're no worse off than you were before. So that's everything that comes in the long road. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not going to say that I would play it because it still looks like a war game. And I'm sorry, it's just not my cup of tea. But I said it would be more likely for me to attempt it just because it does have the paranormal twist to it. And I do like that. But I'd have to see what that twist looks like. But I will say for you avid war gamers, it sounds like if you're not into the paranormal, if werewolves, vampires, that kind of thing is too much for you, which I get, you can play it without those things. So that is really cool. It's like 2 games in one, but it's one game, but you can either have the cool stuff in it or leave it out. So that's pretty cool. That was my guess of the long road. Again, I'm just gonna say it. It's a World War III simulator, and it involves paranormal things that you're also battling along the way, as well as battling humans. And it sounds like it takes place in Europe, Germany, that whole area. Yeah, that's the game. It doesn't say, I didn't see a year, but it's World War III, so it's obviously gonna be beyond 2022, I would hope, at least. So I don't know how far in the future it is. I'm sure the scenarios probably give you more information as far as that goes. And there was like in one of the, was it just here? Maybe it's on here. I thought there was like some kind of story. So the long road is a simulation of platoon level combat during World War III using the Platoon Commander Deluxe system, which I mentioned at the beginning. You'll lead platoons of powerful Abrams tanks, TOW missile launchers or TOW missile launchers, T-80 tanks, BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicles, infantry and Spetsnaz in fierce swirling battles. Those were a lot of gibberish words. Fresh to the Platoon Commander Deluxe system are heroes, champions, and commanders. Individuals that can turn the tides of battle. Also new are roles for overruns, engineers, elite soldiers, such as Soviet Spetsnaz, paradrops, helicopters, advanced targeting, the confusion of civilian and armed mobs, anti-tank guided missiles, and their nemesis multispectral smoke. An opportunity fire, critical hits, and smoking wrecks. The list is long, but the game is totally accessible. And then, like I said, as the player aid said, Platoon Commander is a system that almost plays itself. But this is a game with a twist, a paranormal twist. As gamers play through the 16 scenarios, so there you go, it's got 16 scenarios, campaign, a darker evil. Oh, it's a whole campaign and there's 16 scenarios within the campaign. A darker evil than either Soviet or American could imagine is revealed. Soon, both sides will find themselves fighting not only tanks and infantry, but also vampires, werewolves, zombies, and witches. But if you don't like mixing our paranormal chocolate with our realistic peanut butter, no problem. Many of the campaign scenarios don't include paranormal entities, and we've also stuffed a second scenario book with nothing but realistic scenarios in the box. The long road includes something for every gamer. So it doesn't give us any story into the, what supposedly is happening, but it does give you a little more information about what's in here. But that's pretty cool. So I do like this. I like that it has a paranormal twist, but I also can respect the fact that a lot of people are not into that, or they don't want to mix that with a game like this. So they have the option to not, and that is very, very cool. So good on you, Flying Pig Games. I like that. Yeah, it looks like a cool game. I can't wait to see Gimpy actually unbox it and kind of see how it's played, because I'm not against games. I play games. I just don't find much time for it because as a mom, once my kids are in bed, I don't want to do anything. I want to be by myself and be me because I am for everyone else all day long. So it's not that I don't enjoy them. I just enjoy what I enjoy, and that's watching videos on YouTube, usually paranormal or true crime. But this is something I would be interested. So I can't wait to see him kind of get it out and play it, see how it's played, because who knows, maybe I'll give it a try. It's up my alley with the paranormal, so maybe that's where they needed to hook me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in another one very soon. Bye, guys. Yeah, hon, still don't think I'm gonna play it. Looks a little too war gamey for me still, but if the paranormal stuff is as cool as it looks, it might be enough to get me in. So we'll have to wait and see.